Today we're doing graphing system of equations. Two equations form what's called a system of equations. The ordered pair that is the solution of both equations is the solution of the system. Really all that means is where the two lines cross on a graph is the solution of that system, because that's where they're equal to each other. Write this down. A system of two linear equations can have, it's got a couple options for solutions. It's either one solution, an infinite number of solutions, or no solution. If a system has at least one solution, it's considered consistent. This is an example of a consistent and independent graph. It's got exactly one solution, that's what I mean by consistent. Okay? And it's considered independent because it's got one solution, right? So because it has one solution, it's considered independent and independent, or consistent and independent. That just means they cross one time. This is the solution. That's one solution is right there where they cross. This is consistent and dependent. Consistent because it has at least one solution, and dependent because it has an infinite number of solutions. Because this is actually two lines. They're just overlapping each other. They're on top of each other. So that's what it means by infinite number of solutions. You can't count how many solutions there are because there's an infinite number of them. And this is what we call inconsistent. Inconsistent because it has no solution. The only way they don't have a solution is if the lines are parallel to each other. That's the only way they're inconsistent. That's the only way they don't have a solution. Alright, now your homework's going to say use the graph to determine whether each system is consistent or inconsistent, and if it's independent or dependent. And again, the rules: if it has at least one solution, it's considered consistent. If it has one solution, it's independent. If it has an infinite number of solutions, it's dependent. And if it don't have any solutions, it's inconsistent. What they do, some of the homework problems they give are just lines on a graph. They're labeled. Okay? This line right here is y equals negative 2x minus 5. This one is y equals 2x plus 3. And then you've got y equals x minus 5 and y equals negative 2x plus 3. So you've got four different lines crossing here. And then it's going to tell you two of those lines for your homework, and it's going to say, are these consistent or inconsistent, or are they dependent or independent? So for y equals 2x plus 3, this line, and y equals x minus 5, what do you guys say? First thing is it consistent or inconsistent? Does it have at least one solution or no solutions? Okay? You don't see it, but will they cross eventually? Or actually, this should be, this is negative 2x plus 3. So this line and this line, do they cross? Yes, right there. So because it crosses, it is consistent. How many solutions does it have? How many times do they cross? One. Right? It is one. They cross one time. It's right there. So we say it's consistent and independent. Independent because it has one solution. Consistent because it has at least one solution. After problems like that, where they'll pick two of the lines, and then you decide if they're dependent or independent or consistent or inconsistent. Now what they do is they say graph the system in terms of how many solutions it has. And if it has a solution, you're supposed to name it. So is it consistent? If it is, and is it independent or dependent? So I just graph both of these lines. I graph first one, y equals negative 3x plus 10. It has a y-intercept of 10 because that's a number by itself. And slope is negative 3, so it goes down 3 over 1 every time. So that's what that looks like. That's what it's doing. Right there, and I can draw that. And I need to draw y is equal to x minus 2. So it has a y-intercept of negative 2, and it goes up 1 over 1 every time. So that's what the system looks like. Now you determine the number of solutions. How many solutions does it have? One. It has one solution, so we need to name it. So when it means name it, really what they're asking for is what is the solution? Where does it cross right here? 3, 1. And then we're just going to practice. If it doesn't say that, you don't have to do it, but let's just practice. Is this consistent or inconsistent? Consistent. It has at least one solution. Is it independent or dependent? Independent, because it only has one solution. Which, it's not asking for that, but that's just practice. Any questions on that? All right, here's your homework assignment for today.